I'm Senator Marco Rubio from Florida, and unfortunately I can't be with you today, but I want to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the activists receiving the 2017 National Endowment for Democracy's annual Democracy Award. Fittingly, these brave individuals who have dedicated their lives to fighting corruption in their countries will receive an award in the shape of the Goddess of Democracy, the very same image that young Chinese students sculpted during the Tiananmen Square pro-democracy protest 28 years ago this month. I'd like to briefly address the awardees directly. Your courage and your drive to combat corruption, to press for transparency and accountability, and advance the cause of freedom and democracy around the world is inspiring. Your fight is not in vain. This week also marks the 35th anniversary of President Reagan's Westminster Address on freedom and on democracy. In his address before the British Parliament, Reagan famously said, "Freedom is not the sole prerogative of a lucky few, but the inalienable and universal rights of all human beings." 35 years later, those words remain as true as ever. President Reagan pledged American support for these ideals, these aspirations that transcend culture and region and religion, and a year later, Congress created NED. In almost every corner of the globe, democracy is under threat. Authoritarianism is on the rise. Human freedom under assault and restrictive NGO laws, such as the one that was just enacted by Egyptian President El-Sisi, are used to crush independent civil society. But as many governments continue to repress their citizens, denying them their God-given rights, the yearning for freedom only grows. These individuals look to our country, to America, to help champion and support their cause. This means that for those of us who believe in the merit of this work, the burden is on us to continue to make the case for why these universal values must be infused and inform our foreign policy. We must continue to explain why the support of emerging democracies is a core U.S. national interest. Sometimes, as today's honorees can no doubt attest, the victories feel like mere inches. A corrupt government official exposed by a brave reporter, a village election in a repressive system, a young activist able to circumvent an internet firewall, a political prisoner freed after years of advocacy on their behalf. But we must not despair. The ash heap of history is the destiny of the oppressor, not the oppressed. And so thank you to the National Endowment for Democracy for everything that you do to advance the cause of freedom and carry out the vision President Reagan articulated those many years ago. May God bless all of you, and may God bless the United States of America.